Wolff was once asked what it was about Formula One that drew people in. "It's an alpha male thing. You want to beat the other guy," he replied. 1,000 workers work just for the Mercedes squad. Another 1,000 or so people work on Formula One engines, which Mercedes provides to 3 other teams. At the start of the 2021 season, Wolff sent an email to all personnel, from aerodynamicists to catering staff, asking them to find out who their Red Bull counterpart was. "Look at him or her every day," Wolff wrote. "Put the picture right in front of you so you know whom to beat." By that reasoning, Wolff's thoughts should be consumed by Horner, the Red Bull CEO whom he despises. Horner, like Wolff, began his career as a race car driver. Later, before Mercedes began to dominate, he led Red Bull to 4 consecutive championships, and the rivalry between the two men is a prominent subplot in Formula One. Wolff and Horner snipe at each other's strategies, drivers, finances, and adherence to the sport's ever-changing laws from race to race. Last season, during the championship match, Horner was asked to characterize the connection between the two teams while sitting next to Wolff. "There is no relationship," he said, and rolled his eyes. Horner alluded to Wolff as a tax exile who manages his squad remotely in March. Wolff lives in Monaco. Wolff attempts, but not always succeeds, in finding higher ground. "It's the emotion that takes over and says, 'What a fucking arsehole,' but maybe he's not," he said. Horner is compared to a yapping terrier by Wolff. "He doesn't look at a photo of himself every day. He's just so simple," Wolff complained. Wolff's management style mixes empathy with a maniacal attention to detail. The race schedule demands him to travel more than 200 days each year. In 10 seasons, he's only missed 2 Grand Prix. He makes an effort to stay in the same hotel room for each race and to be picked up by the same driver in the same car wherever he lands. For European races, he transfers his motorhome from track to track. When Wolff is away from home, he eats the same meal, grilled chicken and vegetables for lunch and supper, preferably alone. His sleep pattern was created with the assistance of a NASA expert. He strives to push the boundaries of control. "Whatever I do not take risks. My assessment is, a risk is something that I couldn't cope with if the worst happens, so I'm not doing it." He places unrealistic expectations on others. "You don't get to where he is by being a guy that's super nice with everyone," Susie, Wolff's wife, said. Susie, a Scot, became the first woman in 22 years to participate in a Formula One race weekend in July 2014, when she drove a vehicle for the Williams team in a practice session at the British Grand Prix. In the paddock, she said her goodbyes to Wolff. "He looked at me, there was a pause, and I thought, okay, he's going to say something really nice. And he looked at me, deadpan straight, and said, 'Don't be shit.'" Wolff discovered a pair of dirty coffee cups and a discarded newspaper on a glass table in the welcome area on his first day at the Mercedes factory in January 2013. Braun, the former Ferrari technical director, a legend of the sport, who had guided his own team, Braun GP, to the World Championship in 2009, was the team leader at the time. "I walked up to Ross and said, 'I just came out of reception. It doesn't seem like a Formula One team,'" Wolff remembered. And he said, "That doesn't make the car faster." And I said, "It does for me, because it implies a keen eye for detail." Wolff's daily schedule is disorganized. Meetings are continually overrun, often because Wolff engages in personal chats with his colleagues, which is rare in a data-driven society. Wolff most likely goes too far. "He's a bit of a maniac," Vasseur said. "Even during holidays, he's not able to switch off completely." The Mercedes team's principal strategist is James Vowles. He's embedded with emergency room doctors, aircraft pilots, and day traders to enhance decision-making during races. "Truthfully, he overthinks," Vowles said of Wolff. "That's his big problem. He tries to take a problem and think it to a range that is just not possible." If you want to be a P1 in Formula One news, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications.